मुझे इतने चीयर्स मेरे कोई प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में तो कभी सुनाई दिए नहीं. आई डोंट नो आज ये प्यार कहाँ से आ रहा है. दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, ऑल you guys took me back to 10 years when Sanjay ji had held a similar event to introduce Sonam and me to you guys. And I remember that day. It was probably the most terrifying moment of my life. I remember my knees were shaking, my voice was trembling, I was getting choked while talking, and was probably the most overwhelming feeling of my life. But it is this moment that I think I've tucked deep into the shell of my heart, because I don't think I'll ever experience that kind of anxiety and nervousness and excitement and just the energy that I felt that day. It's been 10 years since then. I've kind of survived. You guys have been really amazing to me. The audiences have been amazing to me, and luck has favored me. So I'm here today to introduce the new YRF boy, Aadar Jain. Yes, I know he is Raj Kapoor's grandson, and his brothers and uncles and sisters, and any relationship that you can think of are actors and are from the film industry. But I will try and give him an identity of his own today. This may sound a little Wikipedia-ish, but I won't take that long. It'll probably be 45 seconds, and I'll stop then. So Aadar Jain was born to Manoj Jain, a businessman from South Bombay, and Reema Jain, my aunt. His brother Arman Jain is also an actor. He was the lead in Lekar Hum Deewana Dil. I have no idea why all of us are actors. I really don't. When he was 3 or 4 years old, he got obsessed with me, Aadar. You know, he used to say, Ranbir Bhaiya, Ranbir Bhaiya, Ranbir Bhaiya. That's all he used to say. He had this funny lisp, you know. He used to say, Jinza, Ranbir Bhaiya, and all of that. I bought him his first football shoes, made him interested in the game of football, and today he's way better than me, which kind of annoys me also. When he grew older, he became a fantastic musician. You know, he could play the drums, he could strum the guitar, he could play the piano, he could sing. And that was quite something. I was quite amazed that, you know, a boy of such young talent is blessed with this talent. He grew older, he went to New York Film Academy, did a course in direction, did a course in acting. I've seen some of his stuff and it was pretty damn good. You know, I was pretty impressed, but still, I was skeptical, you know. He's probably coming into the movies because of his family, you know, because he thinks there's fame and money and it's pretty easy, and, you know, he doesn't want to join his father's business. And I had all these varied thoughts in my head. Then he came back, he assisted on Happy New Year with Farah Khan and Karan Johar on Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. And I was, of course, the lead actor in that film. And I was just looking at him like a hawk, because I wanted to reprimand him. I wanted to take him in a corner, give him advice, shout at him, tell him, you know, what are you doing? This is not the way how it works. This is not how you're supposed to be. Fortunately, unfortunately, he really didn't give me a chance to do that. You know, he was very diligent at his work. He was good with his suggestions. They were cinematic, they were logical. I was impressed. We finished the film. A couple of months later, he gives me a call and says that, listen, I have not told you this, but I've been auditioning with Shanu, the casting director for all Yash Raj films, for the last 3 or 4 months, and I think I have bagged Habib Faisal's next film for Yash Raj banner. And I felt a lot of pride, I felt a lot of joy, a lot of gratefulness. At the same time, I was really nervous and anxious, not knowing, you know, where this boy would land up, not knowing how he would be accepted. You know, it is a funny industry. Yes, the privilege that he comes from, the platform that he has, will spark a debate about the insider, outsider, nepotism, and all of that. But I'm going to just keep that aside for right now. You know, it's eventually we will talk about it. Eventually, I guess, he will have to face it. But I just want to tell both these kids, you know, that the odds are pretty much the same. You know, there is no shortcut, there is no formula. There are highs and lows. You know, there's a lot of passion, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work. You have to give a lot to get love. You have to give a lot to get acceptance. You have to be honest to your craft. You can't take it for granted. And like I said, there will be highs and lows in this game, but it's not about that. It's about how you play the game. And I hope that both these young kids play it to the best of their ability. I'm just going to take 30 seconds and show you guys something. When my first film, Savarya, released, There is a gentleman called B.S. Sodhi from Haryana. He sent me this, which has become my most prized possession. It's by my bedside table and it's probably become the mantra of my life. It's an autograph that my grandfather had signed on 19th March 1950, which says, "Humility is the greatest virtue of an artist. Ever yours, smiley face Raj Kapoor." So I hope both these kids can stay humble. I hope both these kids can keep their head down and their spirits up. So without further delay, let's cue in to see something of Aadar before we call him out. And let me just tell you, I don't know if my son or daughter will join films, and I don't know if I'll have a Lion King moment. So this is my moment. So I'm extremely proud and really happy to be here. But let's have something of Aadar. To the world, open you to the world, let me ask you a couple of questions which I probably haven't had the chance to talk to you about. First thing would be, why have you stopped calling me Bhaiya? Like suddenly it's not Ranbir Bhaiya and suddenly it's become Ranbir.
First of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, the press, journalists. Thank you so much for coming out here. It's my first time in front of you all, so I'm very, very nervous. But I'm very, very excited to also be out here in front of you all. So thank you so much for coming here. And Ranbir Bhaiya, thank you so much for saying all what you said. I was backstage hearing you. You never said, I'm joking, you always said good things about me. But thank you so much. You're such kind words. Thank you.
I'm quite amazed, you know. I mean, the first time I was in front of them, I was a nervous wreck. You're quite confident. I'm quite happy because of that. Your knees aren't shaking, your voice isn't trembling, you aren't...
From inside, my heart is like really beating hard
okay.
right now. Yeah.
So let's quickly get to it. Why acting? You know, your father has a business of his own. You've grown up in South Bombay. You know, your lifestyle has been quite away from movies. So how come you decided to come into the film business?
So I mean, growing up, movies have always inspired me. I've loved watching movies growing up. But to be honest, when I was a kid, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. You know, I was any lost kid in school. I wasn't that great in studies. So I love playing sports, I love playing football, cricket. I love being part of all the talent shows that were held in my school. I was very fond of music and I love performing on stage. So for me, that was a real high. When I used to be on stage, it was the most liberating moment for me to be on stage in front of everyone and entertaining people in any small way I could. So performing was a high for me. And so when everyone was getting serious in high school and going to business colleges and engineering colleges and doing their doctorates and stuff and applying to colleges, that's when I was a bit lost there. I was like, I want to act. I don't want to do all these things. So, but what do I do? Now, I want to educate myself in the field of acting, in the field of filmmaking. That's when a school called the New York Film Academy came down to Bombay. And they came here and that's where I met them. They had a seminar and they spoke about filmmaking and acting. And that's when I learned that acting and filmmaking is obviously a full-time job and takes a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. And that's when I want to go and further educate myself. But I was always fond of performing on stage and acting.
Thank you, Aadar. Before we open questions to the media, let's just tell us something about how did you get this film? What was the process? Did Adi call you? Did Habib notice you somewhere? Is it because you come from a family when that's why you got this opportunity? How did it all happen for you?